into the future. Manila Business College, premier institution in quality education. With excellent facilities, a trimestral system school offering a bachelor's degree, a free qualifying examination, requiring an examination rate of 85 to 94% for a 100% free tuition fee, a 95 to 100% examination rate to get a full scholarship. Visit our website or log on to our Facebook page and contact us. Manila Business College, your complete business school.
Hey, welcome back. I'm here talking with Andy Tay about Rotary CSR for 2014. And we've talked about education, we've talked about health, I guess, and we've talked about some community building. And I've forgotten what some of the others were.
It's peace and conflict.
Okay, peace and
resolution.
conflict. Boy, you know, if we could get people just to sit down and talk like this, we wouldn't have to have so much conflict, maybe, you know. But how are you working with peace and conflict?
Okay, we're also working on this through the use of technology.
Okay,
okay. So we call this the e-parole. Okay,
e-parole.
The target is for those people who are under parole.
Okay.
Because normally right now, I believe those inmates in the jail, they don't have this, everything is manual. Okay, there's no I believe it's not yet computerized. So what we are working on is a solution which will have an accurate database of the people actually who actually went into jail. So everything will be tracked. So it's this is where the face recognition comes in.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The fingerprint, the voice. This will track every single person there. Okay. Then everything that they do will be updated. So that means those people there it will be updated. Like say, what are they following the things that should they be undergo the parole thing? So all the things that they do will be recorded.
So it records all actions that they made, both good and bad, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if, of course, they've done a lot of good things, then once it will be tracked, then the people up there can see even from the cloud that, hey, this guy have to be released.
Oh, I see. Okay.
This is something to help them, at least for them to still have a hope once they do good things inside.
Well, you know, you just used a really important word, hope, you know.
Yes.
And that's one of the hardest things with people that are disadvantaged or whatever. If they don't have hope, they're pretty much not going to be going anywhere, you know. And so if you can show a system that if they're taking courses while they're incarcerated, those things would all go on the database, and they could be seen and accessed from anywhere, I suppose. Yeah.
Another thing is to have the prevention thing. So we want to make sure that they won't do the same thing again when they go out. So because once it's logged in the net, no matter where they go and they come in again, then there's a record there, and it will already shows what they have done before.
Right.
So if there's a second time, then they should be punished.
You know, it's interesting. A lot of places in the States, we always try to say to do prevention in the very beginning before anybody ever got in trouble, and nobody succeeded. And the Salvation Army recognized that many years ago, and they said, okay, we're going to give up on that. We're just going to start grabbing the kids that are coming out of their first incarceration and working with them. And they had great success with that. You know, people that have been in jail, many of them maybe would not like to go back, or if they've had a fairly decent time there or whatever, and they have some place that can help them when they get out. Will this system have something like halfway houses and things like that for them to be training themselves into new work? Or?
Yes, this is the second part of the.
Oh, okay, good.
The same thing.
So I guess. Okay.
We're doing actually several things for this peace and conflict things as well. The second part is to have the training.
Right.
Yeah. So with the computer there, we are planning to connect it to a projector, so which we can conduct online training for all these people. Okay. So the main thing is to invite people who came out from the jail and are now having a better life. So invite all these people to conduct something like this to give them better hope. That's one. Another one is to incorporate this with the teachers that we are partnering in the education side to also conduct trainings for these people. So this can be computer related, or this one can be anything that is related for livelihood, something that can help them do something else rather than doing nothing there.
Right, right.
So
I recently had the lady from Messy Bessie on, and she visited San Francisco to learn about what this one company there is made up of ex-convicts and ex-drug addicts and all sorts of things. And I think they're the biggest moving company in California now. And they've built an extraordinarily successful corporation just from ex-convicts and people, by showing them, once you show hope and show that people can get something, but they gotta be straight and keep straight to do it, it can go. And that's why she came back and developed Messy Bessie, which are household cleaning things. And she brings in the marginal people and is kind of strict with them, but also gets them into university. This college that you just saw the ad for, she's got 14 of her people now are on those scholarships for NBC. So this sort of thing works. It's not easy because there are a lot of challenges, to it, but you're doing it from the technology side, right?
Yes.
And so that's interesting. And how's it going? How far into it are you at this point?
we're still in the initial stage. So we are trying to. The app is already there. So
I
of
see.
course we need to talk to the people, some of the bureaus to get more information before we really.
And how's the communication, say, first of all, with the prisons or the jails? Are they interested in cooperating and making
There's
things
one.
work?
We have talked to one, which is really very interested in this. So, but we're still finalizing something.
So yeah, still going through. Virlani has got, I think they have one of their homes is out in Tagaytay, and they take the juveniles who have been incarcerated, move them there, and try to work them into livelihoods and that sort of thing. They might be someone to talk to about this as well, because they've got, I think, 1,000 kids now in all of their homes, but they have that one that is along that line, And anytime we can marry technology, like I said, as one geek to another geek, the more we can marry technology to these things, the better off we'll be, because in today's world, you can't get by without technology.
Yes.
And everyone has to learn something about it, so that works out. Okay, what was the next area after conflict?
Disease prevention.
Disease, okay, let's talk about disease, because
Okay.
that's a problem everywhere. What are you doing with that?
So this one is e-clinic is actually also part of this.
Okay,
now.
sure,
So, but
sure.
we are also continuing the prosthesis program.
Oh,
Yes. So every year we give away prosthesis legs for those people who lost their leg due to.
what is the most common cause of amputations?
Normally it's diabetes.
Diabetes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So it's older people then, or children as well, or?
Yeah, even children. Some
Even
of them
children.
is through accident, but for
Yeah.
diabetes mostly are old people.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Diabetes is a very common
Yes.
problem here, even more, and not just because people are fat.
Yes.
In the U.S., it's become a problem because people are grossly overweight. But here, is there something in the diet or something that causes more diabetes, or
Because of maybe because of the food, I think.
the
Yeah,
food?
diet,
You think?
yes.
Just the diet? Yeah, maybe.
And also exercise.
And no exercise. Well, we have that problem in the U.S. as well.
Yes.
And the U.S. it's easy to see what the problem is because it's obesity is the big problem.
Yes.
But here, there seems to be a lot of people that are not overweight at all that have diabetes, and I was just wondering about that.
Okay.
So prosthesis,
This
that's
one.
a hard word to
Yes.
pronounce.
This one is in partnership with NVRC. So
Okay.
it's a National Vocational Rehabilitation Center.
Okay.
So they are actually the one who are doing the legs.
I see.
Yes.
And so, but that's not an inexpensive thing, is it? I mean, making a prosthesis is expensive, right? So
Yes.
this takes a lot of. Do you get grants for that as well, or are you able to get grants? or?
Yes, there are some district grants for this.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. And your side of this, how are you marrying your technology with?
Prosthesis, there's none yet, but
Yeah.
we are trying to explore ways if there's anything that we can do to make the leg easier to manufacture. Instead of doing it manually, we're exploring if we can make use of the 3D printer thing to come up. But this one is still something that is under
3D
study.
printers or something, aren't they?
Yes,
My friend's got one.
we are considering that, and hopefully with that we can produce more legs.
Yeah, yeah. That would be a perfect use for one, wouldn't it?
Yes.
You know, you can produce them, and they would be plenty strong enough with the way that those things are made. That's good.
Yeah.
So, wow, that was. What's the next one?
So other than this, we also have our we are continuing with our Food for Life. So it's a feeding program together with the Caritas. So it's just this coming Saturday we'll be having one in Tondo.
And well, how is that? You're just feeding?
It's of course we get the weight of the kids there, see what they need, what kind of food they really need, then we provide them. Then it's actually a continuous program.
I see. So it's not just a one-off.
No, it's
one
not
day,
a one-time. It's a continuous program.
All right.
And this one has been a project for us a few years back in Rotary Club of Manila Metro. It's actually a continuing project.
Well, I know that when I was involved with one of the Rotary clubs, when I first got here, Christmas time and thing, it was a time to get out and give gifts and things like that. And they did a lot of things with circumcisions, I believe, was one of the things that they conducted. What are some of the other activities that are non-technology, I guess, that Rotary would be doing in your area?
Yeah, it's of course a medical mission, dental missions. We're also coming up with a
Dental,
dental.
right, yeah.
Yes, we're having a dental mission this coming November. This will be it will be a big scale dental mission it's in partnership with our Japanese sister clubs.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, dental is something that's really sorely needed,
Yes.
especially with kids with their milk teeth, right?
Yes.
Because I see them, they're all gone because they've been eating candy or whatever, but kids don't get a lot of dental care,
Yes.
do they? I mean, that's...
And in line with this, we're also trying to to incorporate this in the education side. We're also teaching the kids on how to brush their teeth.
Okay.
So
okay.
there's a program, a certain app developed for that.
I see. Oh, so you have an app? For
Yes.
Brush. Yeah,
Yes.
or doing something funny or
Yes.
whatever for the kids. Maybe you need it for the parents as well. I don't know.
Yes.
Again, when you're working with something like this, do you try to bring the parents into these things as well? Because educating the parents is probably just as important as educating the kids.
Since you mentioned about parents, actually, we also have this other program in education, which I forgot to mention. This one is the Centro ng Bago Pag-asa. So this one is we call is a Center for Hope.
Home. Okay.
Yeah. So this one is a program implemented in Philippine Buddha Care Academy. So which is conducted every Saturday, which we train the kids there, as well as the parents. Okay, we train them on values. It's actually a value formation program.
So
For me, it's a value formation.
And this is part of your Rotary, or if it's part of all the Rotaries, or
It's for Rotary Club of Manila Metro.
oh, I see, of yours then. Okay.
Yes.
And once a week.
It's
I
every
see.
Saturday in
I see.
Philippine Buddha Care Academy.
Okay.
So this year, I believe we have about I think it's about 200, 150 or 200 students already enrolled.
Really,
Yes.
really. And what do they learn while they're there?
It's more on the values. So
Values.
they learn the different values on how to be a good person.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we are also trying to add something for this year is because this is a continuous project which we've done also several years ago, and we've been doing for every year. So this year we're adding also the basic computer training and also this something for their livelihood for the parents.
Wow. And so you're working mostly, and you said you're working in Tondo some places, but the one you're at
The one this coming we are having our Food for Life this coming Saturday in Tondo, Gagalang in Tondo.
Wow. when do you have time off? You haven't found that yet?
I really don't know how to answer that.
Well, I remember, you know, I was asking I first asked you to come on the show around July 10th or something like that. You're just gonna wait until.
Yeah, that's why I'm sorry about it.
No, that worked out because I had to go on a 2-week emergency trips to Japan and the U.S., so I didn't get back for it either. You said that you're working with Japanese sister clubs.
Yes.
What sort of help are they giving you in the dental side of things?
They're sending some dentists here, as well as some financial supports.
Oh, good. So they actually come and then they conduct
coming,
the
yes.
clinics and do the other things?
I believe there are about 15 dentists coming.
Really?
Yeah, from
really?
Japan.
Really? Really? Well, that's good then. So how many kids get seen while these people are here?
As many as possible,
As many as you
so
can,
we're not
yeah.
limiting that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is something that's ongoing. This is not just in this next year, right?
Yes.
But the main things that you're focusing on for this next year is this educational
I try
idea.
to come up with projects on all the areas, but there's always one thing based on technology. But of course, the usual one we still continue.
And maybe for the people that aren't familiar with the Millennial Project, what is? It's not
The
called a
Millennium
project.
Goals.
The goals, the Millennium
Yes.
Goals. Those are all set for the year 2015, right?
Yes.
And one is to help women with their pregnancy, I suppose, or
Yes, that's for
that
the
sort of
maternal
thing.
health, yes.
Yeah. How is that working out? I always wondered because you know the Philippines, you've got 7,000 islands, you know, and so there's certainly not enough doctors to go around. So there must be a lot of things with midwives. How do midwives get trained in?
This is the reason why we are trying to come up with some, I mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
is the online training thing,
Right.
in which we can gather more people and have more teachers to teach more teachers as well, okay? And partly, we are inviting doctors to be our trainers.
Good. Are you able to get doctors, say, like you have the dentists are coming from Japan? Can you get doctors to come in and visit some of these outlying islands?
We're,
as
we're
well,
working
or?
on it.
Yeah.
We're actually trying to get some more doctors to join us. Recently, we also just have our first doctor in our club.
Oh, really? Oh, you have a doctor?
Yes,
huh?
we already have a member
Tap
who's
him
a
on the
doctor.
head, man.
Yes, and
Bring
we're-
your friends, right?
Yes, we hope to get more doctors
Yeah,
to
yeah.
join our club so that we'll be able to do more of these medical
Right,
missions.
right,
And
right.
of course, training more people to be doctors as well.
You know, the basic for maternal care and child care are really big issues, aren't they? Especially in the outlying areas because they don't really have the ability to. They don't have it. So how? When you're connecting, of course, you're trying to get Wi-Fi and all the other things, but places. The only thing you can really depend on are cell phones, right? Are those about the
Yes.
only thing that you have other places? Are you able to? Do you have apps on cell phones that aren't smartphones that can do that?
We
Yeah.
have Android and Windows-based apps.
Okay, so that you can get out to the areas and things, right?
Yes.
So people can have access, you
Yes.
know, and so they're not. You know, I sit on a think tank on Friday afternoons, and one of the things we're always looking at is, you know, how do we deal with the poverty situation? How do we get things out and sustain it? Sustainability is the hardest part of the
Yes.
whole thing. And we always talk about technology because technology is the magician that makes it possible to have that sustainability, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, it's the gift that keeps on giving if you can get it set up. Infrastructurally wise, how are we set in the Philippines? You know, we know that we've made lots of improvements over the last 5 years or so, but where do we go from here? What are the things that you really, if you had a crystal ball, you said, gee, if I rub it this way, I'm going to get this. What is it you want to get that we don't have now in
It's still on the internet access thing.
the internet access,
Yes,
right?
just trying to have a hopefully that the telcos can really work on a faster internet connectivity.
So it's mostly the telco
Yes.
enhancing the systems
Yes.
and going with that then, huh? And are they working? I mean, we have what, Smart and Globe and PLDT, of course.
Yes.
And Buy-n-Tel, are they still
Yeah,
Buy-n-Tel? Who are the other big telcos? Excuse me.
So basically, these are just
Those are the ones,
yeah.
right?
But I heard that there are some new players coming in.
There are. Okay.
Yes.
And so, so all we have to do is just we already have everything here in the city. We just got to figure out how to get it
Yes.
out into the countryside, right? Good. Well, I'm really impressed that you're moving right ahead, and I'd like to see, you know, certainly the feeding programs are big. Health is a really, really big thing, and maybe prenatal and postnatal are really important. But education is my love, because
Yes.
that's what I've been in most of my life, on the technology side, you know,
Yes.
technical writing and multimedia development and that sort of thing. So it looks like you guys are getting there, and I want to congratulate you on,
Thank you.
on that, because certainly doing good and doing well are good things to be doing. And I hope you've just started this month, right? To be your first
July.
month in July.
This is my second
This is
month.
your second month.
The
you know,
start of
and
the second month.
You look a little tired in there, but maybe next year at this time when you come, I'd like to come with your gray hair, and we'll talk about how things went. But just for today, I'd like to say thank you so very much for coming.
Larry.
It's really great for you to come. And all you folks out there, thanks a lot for watching. You know, it sure wouldn't be any fun if you didn't invite us into your homes every week. And I hope that I'm going to see you again next week. And until then, straight ahead.